shotgun shots. The act
wind up getting 13 HP, and then the rest of that 75 winds up going in to his shield, so he'll finish with about 62 shield there as well.
Now, Courage, I'm going to try and think off the top of my head. I believe it's maybe it's like a 4x4 or 5x4 base, number of squares that this building takes up. Nick Merckx has not left that building yet. He hasn't left that 20 square area.
And that was Chap who actually just ran right past him. What an engagement that would have been if it was Chap versus Nick. But here you go. Chap and he build engagement now, trying to stay above his opponent.
He actually ended up in the same box and had to fall out to save himself. He's going to drop down. Are you kidding me?
That's confidence. That's confidence. Stops and is it impulse time? I believe so. He's going to look to just reset this fight, get away. If you heard, the opponent he was in the build battle with started getting tagged from a third-party engagement, didn't want to have to deal with any of that. He'll go ahead, get away. He's actually burned through all of his wood now, down to just 60 left.
You saw his loadout, Courage. He had a blue AR, a green suppressed SMG, you can see right there, and the heavy shotgun. And out of that box that he opened, that he pulled the impulse nades from, there was a gold heavy sniper. Would you have picked it up and dropped potentially the blue AR?
Listen, Chap knows better than I do. You could have potentially done it, but at the same time, maybe it's not his play style that he's going with. Another vending machine purchase.
This is Ashen. His partner, Jack, has already qualified. The shots out here at Lazy Links, accuracy, mid-air accuracy with SMGs, even a gray doesn't matter. They're hitting their shots.
The swap weapon is so key. With the way that the meta of the game is right now, if you're running a shotgun, you want that quick little spray weapon you can go to. You take, hopefully, that shotgun shot, get some high damage. If not, you swap on over to that SMG to finish off the elimination. Chap now back up to 300 plus wood, 900 plus brick. I believe he might have gotten a second elim there. Now sitting at 2, so Chap just one elimination away from earning himself a point. That would be a fantastic start for one of the high-profile players here in the qualifiers tonight.
Now, I want to say I still think that the gold-heavy snipe, picking it up in this situation, especially with how slow he's potentially seen other players play during the previous 2 days of qualifiers, just getting a 150 damage shot on someone on the move means potentially it's Tfue up top. Chap versus
Tfue is the fight going on now here, folks. Who will come out on top? Tfue was just tagged by a third party, so he's got no shields left. Chap playing from the low ground right now. These are 2 of the best Fortnite players in the world. It's what this competition is all about. Chap now beginning to build on up, looking to match the height of Tfue, or he just disengaged here.
He's moving past and looking to box himself in. He's building multiple layers to this little catacomb to make it so that Tfue can't track which building he's in. Yep. You have a number of these little 1x1 chambers attached to each other, and players are going to have trouble watching. He's got multiple layers, and he has the edit right now, so we can look through. He's looking through the wood planks. He's trying to find Tfue in the structure that he's in. You see there, the edit, he can see it already, even though there's a ramp in the way, so he's still safe and the nade bounces off.
That grenade's actually going to drop a bunch of Chap's structure. Here's Tfue now, 1 elim to this point. Has a good amount of materials right now, just trying to keep those grenades going on in, and he's actually got 3 more in his inventory, so he's just going to continue to lob these on out, hope to knock down some of these opponents nearby.
You see there, he noticed he made a mistake and did not close the wall up, so he re-edited the ramp that he was standing on that he closed off the wall, close off the ramp again. Try to keep the layers between you and an opponent, because you don't know, Chap might have explosives as well. He could pre-fire a rocket and then laser down the single wall that might be separating him. So that's a smart play from Tfue to close his own build off.
And now he's beginning to move early because this next zone was revealed. He knows he's got to move a little bit closer towards Snobby Shores.
This is so far west.
This is the furthest west zone you could possibly have at this point, folks. So everyone continuing to move in this direction. You see Chap disengaged. You've also got Tenpo on your screen. Nick Merckx is still alive. He needs 1 more elim for a point. Here's his opportunity here. Will Nick Merckx get on the board early on? One of the top console players in the world, one of the biggest names out there, and he's got 2 players below him, both without shields, but even for Nick, he's quite low on HP himself. He's going to keep this high ground for the moment. Blue drum gun in hand.
While they were swapping weapons in that spectate view, Kayun did have a double barrel, which we've seen used all the time. Constantly, especially in these close fights like this, because Courage up close, if you're within basically
Nick wants this. Nick wants this right now.
It's a 1 shot.
He's trying to make it happen. Grenade launcher now being used. Nick Merckx going back towards the high ground. I think he needs to make sure he's got himself a floor that he can potentially bounce pad with in case this structure gets knocked down. He knows there's someone just one tier below. Again, folks, if he gets a third elim right here, he will earn himself a point, and 1 point has been enough for multiple players to qualify in the previous nights. Kayun is so weak, but Nick doesn't know. He's going to try to peek that out. Is this his chance? No! The wall blocks the shot. And he's still got a player close to him who's got a ton of health. High amount of hit points. The zone is here. This is kind of an all-in. This is an all-in from Nick. I think he's going to bounce pad. He's going for it all, folks. It's going to get dramatic here towards these moments. No!
He got caught out, pinched between two players, the one underneath him and Kayun, who is
look at how
back at 26.
26 health.
Taking one shot. Rio, as we were watching earlier, he's at 2 eliminations as well. By the way, Flower, a fellow Rogue member, did hit 4 eliminations, which means he has 1 point already.
And Kayun, who just eliminated Nick, that was his third elim, so he will be on the board as well.
Energy General has 3 eliminations. Rec has 3 eliminations. Misfits GG, Gyre from Misfits has 3 eliminations. So there's only 5 players out of this with 1 elim at this point. You see on your screen right there, and 3 of those are already eliminated. So we have 2 left that have 1 point right now. Yep. A lot of 2s on the board that have already been eliminated, and 4 players right there. You saw Godvet, Diabolic, Rio, and Chap are sitting on 2 right now.
And this is something we've seen a lot from players, running just 2 weapons, maybe a drum gun and a shotgun, and keeping a high amount of heals. That's what Rio's doing right now. This was General. Found 1 right here. Hello, my friend. And
there's his first.
Sniffed out a second here nearby. Yeah, there it was. Boom. That was how Flower was eliminated.
Jack, I don't think it's tough to sniff out the grenade explosions there. And you saw actually a swap from the... you tend to favor the heavy shotgun, but he immediately picked up the double barrel.
Now I might be running the double barrel of how
players are they're definitely showing how powerful a weapon like that can be in competitive gameplay. Like this, the top 10 means a point, and players are going to play slow. They're going to stack on top of each other and get very close.
So right now you're seeing Kayun, who still has found 0 heals in the last 5 to 7 minutes. What is the thought process right now with this little amount of HP?
I think catching a player rotating is extremely important. You're going to see he probably won't make too many moves until he knows that maybe potential targets or opponents are already engaged with someone else. He's going to wait to strike. If you move too early, you're going to be the one that gets caught off guard. You're going to be the one that people have their eyes on. You also don't want to engage anybody. You only have 26 HP. So the second that you're essentially sending up a signal flare to say, hey, I'm here, please shoot at me.
Babe Jesus now in the build battle with Dat Muffins. Muffins 1 elimination away from a point as well. You're going to hear us stress that a lot tonight, folks, because again, 1 point from our last couple nights of qualifiers was enough to get our 33rd, our last qualified person in. Muffins just edits the window, gonna peek on out, see what he can spot, maybe get a free tag here with that first shot accuracy. He's got the double barrel, he's got 2 med kits, he's got minis, but here's the one thing he's really missing, Ben, materials, down to just 70 in total that he can build with.
Now, for people that you won't be able to see this just yet, but right now, the white circle, the next safe zone where everybody's going to have to move in 2 seconds, 2/3 of the players are already in there. Yeah. Only 7 are remaining outside of the safe zone. So there's not a whole lot of movement that has to come in. Looks like Snobby Shores was established by what was left of the player base for this game very early. You're going to see a lot of people like Tfue, very good at it. I think Nick Merckx called this a spaceship at one point, building these bases up high to get a top-down view on people. Look at these edits, too.
And this is a very Tfue-esque type play style right here. Ben, it's like, you know what? I'm gonna survive until the end, go for a victory royale. He's not someone that's going to be dropping 12 elims. He'll finish the game with whatever he needs to get a point on the board. Here's Colton, who won Heat 1 earlier on. A great use of the frag grenade there to pick up the elim.
The timing to blow up the built materials and then immediately just shoot in as he sees his opponent move. That kind of timing is key. That's forethought.
Yep. Now, as this game continues to move on, remember, top 10 earn a point. We're at 19 players remaining right now. Everyone in the lobby thinking, hey, I see you survive a little bit longer to get a free point on the board.
This is a third-party opportunity, and then some. You got 2 players literally mixing it up on top of each other, and Crunch has the LMG and just spraying to see if he can land any shot. That LMG not super active from
There's 2 players in this.
There's 1.
Eliminates 1. Crunch, I think he wants to follow this up right now.
2 eliminations that put him 1 point, 1 elimination away from a point. just bombing rockets, and he's blown through those explosive rounds very quick. The rocket ammo, which typically you see held onto until late, but right now he's so focused on getting this elimination that it doesn't matter.
I think he goes for this now. He got
tags on him. There's no more
tags. He knows this player is under 100 health, and it's time now for Crunch to go for this. He's getting third party yet again. He's got a ton of materials. I mean, look at this: 900 plus wood, 800 plus metal. But he wants this a limb right now, trying to make sure his opponent can't pop any minis to heal themselves. It's 4 or 5 just below him. 18 players left. Remember, top 10 earn a point.
The edits are so fast in here. It looks like there might be a couple stumbles as he's trying to take a corner out, or just the top line of 3 on a wall, and it's maybe getting a little flustered in there because he knows he's got somebody else watching him in this engagement. He wants to secure the elimination on someone. Like you said, he knows he's weak already. So if somebody beats him to it, that misses out on that elim and potentially puts himself in a bad position against whoever's watching.
Well, Crunch just still bouncing around, going for these quick edits, looking through these walls. Knows there's someone just below. Here comes the zone. People going to have to move. There's Sean pushing forward. Tenpo still alive with max HP. Colton, who we've been talking a lot about so far today, gone. Playing the high ground.
The position in the next zone is potentially going to start scraping a few players off. Not too many. It's on the side of the hill.
Yep.
You hear the traps going down just to prevent people from kind of infesting the structure that has already been built. You're going to see people on the southwest side is already empty because everybody kind of had to shift with that bottom level outside of the mountain.
So right there, he was actually trying to connect his build to the mountain again to make sure that if the bottom was shot out, he would still have another layer to protect him. I don't think he got it off. Here comes General and Colton, though, moving on in. Everyone trying to make it out of the zone. Their little boat down to just 15 HP. Tenpo still quite healthy. Look at everyone hiding in these builds. Chap and Tfue, they just moved in next to each other. They're neighbors.
Yet again.
He's about to ask if he's got extra salt left over. Eats up a recipe tonight.
Chap's looking for a 30 limit. Might end up being Tfue. We'll have to see here in a minute. The next circle is going to force everybody to move. You see the mini map in the top right. Everybody's going to go southwest. Plus, it's very uphill.
That's the thing. It's also uphill on this mountain. And whenever we see these zones on these mountains, Lupo, many people typically drop. This is going to be one where I predict we don't know our top 10. Like, we're still at 18 people. It's been 2 minutes and 42 seconds since the last time someone was eliminated. But I can promise you, the Storm is about to take matters into its own hands and have people get dropped left and right.
A stat that really highlights how top-down, how close combat engaged. Like that shot right there, Chaos Gun gets the elimination with a shotgun as his opponent pushes up. But the longest range elimination thus far this game is 123 meters.
Yeah, and there you go. Storm just drops someone. Colton and Base Soldier each get a limb. Colton then dropped to the zone. Here comes the builds from everybody. Tfue still in this one. 12 players remaining. Top 10 earn a point. Will Tfue strike with a point early on here? You've got to think he's probably chasing Chap up this mountain as he's trying to keep on his level. One player close. Tfue going for the engagement. Won't find it yet. It's Chap taking down Tfue, and you see the smile there as he looks over. And Chap's not done yet. He gets a second elim there, putting him at 4. My goodness, Chap showing up big here in game 1.
The next circle is going to be even worse. Chap getting dropped down to fall. He only has 30 left. He's got to box himself in and take every second. The second he has an opportunity to heal Courage, he's got to go for it because the fall damage combined with people taking shots from all over the place and just kind of how they look like little beehives attached to the side of this mountain.
Yep.
Now the next rotation won't be as risky. And here you go. This is Chap from just a moment ago. This is the bait. He saw it coming. That was
Tfue getting eliminated in 11th, which means he doesn't get the point. That was him with 2. He had what, 2 elims? And was in 11th. So if Tfue eliminates Chap there, he gets 2 points and arguably guarantees himself a spot tomorrow. Heartbreaking for FaZe Tfue fans out there.
He's got 3 more rounds, though. Jack, it's not over yet. 6 players left. Chap, you're watching here with 4 eliminations of his own. 1 more gets him to 2 points.
He's got no mats. He's got to go for this. There's one. Hello, Chap!
Are you kidding me?
Chap! Can this man be stopped? 6 elims now. Top 3. There's another point as well.
Now, Tempo, one of his opponents above him, well known for being exceptional at this game. You're going to have to watch out for this little 1v1 here, especially, I mean, Chap only has 2 builds. You hear the C4 going out, too. Here comes the structure coming down. He's going to have to stay on his toes, watch for the edits you see above him. Now might be the time. If he's going for another third party, he's going to take shots. He's going to try and see if he can get a drop right there. Go for the shotty shot. He's going to try and drop the surface out. He has enough ammunition, Courage, to do anything that he can to get him to fall down on top of him. Only 75 HP, though. He does have 2 traps left.
He's got to break through manually to get to this point. He had it! Tempo! Says, hello, my friend Chap. It's time to take a break for game 2. OT Divine versus Tempo. Divine has 0 elims. You saw Tempo just eliminate Chap. The shot's coming down range. He's out of builds, and he wanted to drop down, but then the trap went off, and he's got to wait. Whoa, I can't do that yet. Trying to spray on in. 2 players left. It all comes down to this. Tempo drops Divine to just 17 HP. There's the elim, and there's the win. Tempo, congratulations. 4 eliminations, the victory royale. A monster game 1 from him.
Now, a number of times, even the last 2 days, we saw Tempo come to these qualifiers, and maybe the thought was take a different approach. You can even see here just some quality replacements.
Look at the builds he still had left. 700 wood.
Kitted to the teeth.
Wow. Congratulations, Tempo. In that victory royale, you see all smiles on his face. He knows just how big that is. So what, he got 4 elims?
4 elims
and a victory royale, so a point from that.
That's 4 points.
I mean, at this point, Tempo.
I'll see you on Monday. I mean,
we'll
I'm
see
just going to say it.
Yeah. And again, victory royales are also the top tiebreaker as well. So somehow, if 33 players all have 3 points, you'd think Tempo would be right,
He's right
towards
at
the top of that 4 points.